All right. This is the Nerdy Nonsense Podcast.
We're
We are
back.
just two. Yeah, we're back. We're two new friends that like to talk about stuff, and this is like a soft relaunch.
So this
We're
is
changing some.
episode 1, volume 2.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to be relaunching on YouTube. Episodes should hopefully be up, or the back catalog of episodes should be up this weekend. Because there's 50 of them. So I'm going to upload them as fast as I can, and everyone's more than welcome to go back and listen and give us feedback or whatever.
Yeah, I thought we're gonna change the format a little bit from the before times, I guess.
Right. I mean, a lot's changed. If you guys have been with us for a while, I had a lot of personal stuff happening last year. So my wife and I ended up moving to Florida to be closer to family, and then I unfortunately lost my grandmother in the move. So, but I'm in Florida now, full time. Got access to internet again, and we're gonna try to record every week.
Yep.
So we're gonna change the format just slightly. I mean, if anybody has any suggestions or ideas or whatever, more than welcome to hear everything. We're pretty open to whatever. So now that that's out of the way, so we're gonna mostly be talking about the Star Wars Celebration and everything that was announced during Star Wars Celebration, because it was just 2 weeks ago, and still there was a lot of information. How many days is Star Wars Celebration? I forget. Is it 5 days or 4 days?
It's about I think it's 4 or 5 days. Is it Friday?
It started on Friday and end on Tuesday,
and
right?
It ended on Monday. So
4 days. Okay.
4 days. Yeah.
Still, a lot of information was released. And then we also got last night the season finale of The Mandalorian.
Mhm.
So guess.
But before that, let's just talk about the stuff that we've been watching, reading, praying, whatever.
I guess I'll start off. I haven't really done a whole lot, but I did finally beat Melania in Elden Ring, which I was so ecstatic about. One of the hardest bosses in all of Elden Ring. Still playing it on PS5. I feel like they've nerfed a lot of things, but I'm still enjoying playing the game.
Mhm.
I picked back up this game that I actually alpha tested for a company years ago. It's probably like 13 years ago, 15 years ago, called World of Tanks.
I've seen that.
Like a year. Yeah,
Yeah.
the ads are everywhere now. When I first started playing it, I forget how me and my friends found it. We found it on like a forum, and we were playing it like a year or two, I think, before it actually fully released in 2016 or 2015. And I kind of picked that back up just a little bit because I was just curious how much things have changed, because I haven't really played it in probably about 5 years. But it's still super fun. And as you know, a self-proclaimed tank nerd and military nerd, the level of detail is still amazing. I keep coming back to it just because I love like the tank designs and the map layouts and stuff like that. It still has a little weird, wonky game physics, but it's still fun to play.
I mean, and I guess they should have enough money to have those ads with Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, I know. And he was actually in the game. Like, if you played, I want to say 3 years ago, 2 years ago, starting 2 years ago, they had like an in-game promotion where you could have him be like your tank commander.
Oh my god!
And like his face was on your tank. Like, you could see his face in your tank crew, which I thought was hilarious. I didn't play at that time, so I kind of missed out on it. But it's kind of fun. The other thing I've been watching, or that Allison and I have been watching, is this anime called Campfire Cooking in Another World, and it's like an isekai anime where a kid gets transported to another world. but
Mhm.
his only skill is this thing called online. It's basically like his skill is Amazon. He can buy stuff from Amazon
Okay.
in like this um uh medieval times. Like everyone else has to like trade and stuff, and like he can just spend his gold on and buy Wagyu beef off Amazon. It just gets delivered to him. And he like cooks food and he's really good at it, and he somehow befriends like this insanely powerful dire wolf,
Mhm.
like a Fenrir, and it's hilarious. But the food in the anime is so good looking. It is amazing.
I think I see someone react to that because I can't. I think I remember seeing a dire wolf and a guy cooking something like that.
Pretty much the premise of the entire show. He doesn't want to be found out. He wants to lay low, and all he wants to do is just cook. But somehow he just keeps like, because he's such a good cook and because of his skill,
Yeah.
he just keeps making friends with all these very powerful things, and like it's really funny. It's a great anime.
Interesting.
The other thing that we've been watching, or that I've been watching a lot of, and arguably a lot of people have been watching, is Bluey. I love Bluey so much. It's such a great show.
Oh, that's the Australian dog. I think it's a good dog.
The Australian healer dogs. It's more meant for kids, but there's a lot of like weird themes in there for adults.
Mm-hmm.
And just like it's such a great calming show. Like we'll sit down and it'll be on like Disney Junior at like 9 o'clock at night, and we're trying to just like get ready for bed and zone out. And it's such an easy show to watch. Each episode I think is like 7.5 minutes long, or 15 minutes or something like that. Like it's really easy to watch, and it's just such a great show. The animation's great, the characters are great. It's just like if you have nothing else to do at night and you want something to just kind of like relax to, it's such a great show. It's funny. I love this show. And I think that's pretty much. I mean, Craig of the Creek, a show that I've been watching from Cartoon Network, came back, and they're finishing off the second half of season 4. So far, every episode's been amazing. It's great. The animation's still great. The characters, I love the diversity in the show. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's pretty much it. I mean, we've been watching. I don't know if you're watching Ghosts on. I think it's like BBC.
I watch it via Paramount Plus.
Okay. We haven't seen the latest episode, but we've been watching all the newer ones that was since it came back. I think in February.
Yeah, I think sometime around that.
If you haven't watched the British one and you're just watching this one, I kind of like this one better. The British one's okay, but it's kind of racist.
It's based on a British show.
Yeah, BBC show, and the
Ah.
main character, instead of being Indian like the guy is in the American one, he's black or African American. Sorry, but they made him really, 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 really dumb. Like he's useless, like his character, and it's kind of racist. But this one, I love this one. I think this one's great. I love the characters in it. They kind of flip flop some of them a little bit, because in theirs they don't have a Native American. They have in the British one they don't have a Native American person, but they have a caveman who died.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I love this show. I think it's great. I really hope that it gets renewed for another season, because I've heard rumors that it may not get renewed, and I really hope that's not true. The only other thing that I've been playing is I picked back up Breath of the Wild, because I never actually beat it.
Oh, you never beat it?
Because the new Legend of Zelda game that's coming out in a couple weeks.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I didn't like the game at first. I really thought it was just a little too different from all the other Zelda games. But since I went back after playing Elden Ring, it kind of clicked a little bit more. But still great. Still love the game. The Switch definitely needs an update though, because that game slogs. Like there's a lot of stuttering in it sometimes.
Yeah, that's one thing that a lot of people are hoping the new one does, because that one, yeah.
But other than that, I think that's pretty much it on my end.
Let's see. I'm always watching a lot of stuff, so I guess I'll talk about the stuff that I've been doing in the last couple month or two, because a lot of things are ending. Just this week alone, I had like 4 shows ending or about to end.
I can't believe I missed The Mandalorian. Like we've been watching that too, and that's
Yeah,
amazing.
yesterday was The Mandalorian. Picard was today. So
Which I
that
heard was devastating.
uh,
I don't know.
it was great. It was a great ending. It's a series finale. So this was the last episode of the show. Let's see. I've been watching Ted Lasso, which we are right now in the last season.
Oh, they are. This was the last season they announced.
Yeah, this is the last season.
Oh, man.
Let's see. Titans also on HBO. This is the last season. Uh, some good thing. I mean, the show, at least to me, has been improving since season one, and this season seems to be they're leaning more into the comic booky stuff. So I
We
enjoyed
watched up until when the second season went on like a hiatus for a little bit.
that.
We never picked it back up during that mid-season like break.
Yeah.
But I thought the season 2 definitely picked up better than season 1. Season 1 was really bad.
Oh yeah, it was
It
rough.
wasn't bad, but it was just like very rushed. It felt like.
Yeah, and they want, and it felt, and sometimes they wanted to be like, "Oh, we are very dark." Oh. But yeah, that Succession, which, oh my god, the the last 2 episodes, this show has gone in a path that nobody expected, and I don't know what to expect from this show. And I think also this is the last season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, this is the series finale.
Yeah, this is. Well, we still have like 4 more episodes to go.
I mean,
Four.
this season is the series finale.
Yeah, this is. Let's see. Ted Lasso, you already said. Titans, Picard. Let's see what I'm watching on Apple. Ghost, as you said, on Paramount Plus. This other show that I've been watching as well, called School Spirits. Is it School Spirits?
I think I know what you're talking about, and I've heard like I've seen some clips of it. It looks weird. Is it like good?
I like it so far. Pretty much the premise is this high school student dies, and her spirit is trapped in the school because that's where she died, but she cannot remember how she died. So the other ghosts from people that have died also in the school are pretty much helping her just to move on and uh, try to move on into the afterlife, but she's obsessed on finding out who killed her, why, and there's this whole mystery going on between the boyfriend or the ex or whatever, her mom, her ex best friend, and so on. So it has been an interesting take on how much stuff they're doing. Let's see what else. We talk about Ghosts. I think that's it for TV shows at the moment. I'm usually rotating a lot of stuff, finding new stuff. Like today's coworker was telling me about this show on Apple TV that just started. That has Jennifer Garner, and it's about her husband is the CEO of a company or whatever, and he goes missing, and then there's the whole mystery of her trying to find out where he is and all that stuff. I haven't watched it yet, but it was recommended, so I'm gonna check it out. And then movie wise, since I've been going to the office 3 days a week, and next to our building there's a mall with a AMC. I pretty much resubscribe to A List. So I've been watching a lot of movies now, at least 3 days or 2 days per week. I seen the Mario movie. I seen Dungeons and Dragons. Just this week, I saw Air, the Ben Affleck movie, the one that
With the
is
one about Michael Jordan.
about the Nike's Air Jordans. Because you don't see Michael Jordan.
Did you like it?
I like it. It was interesting, especially I love how they reflected the '80s very well with the music and the look of everything. But yeah, I like it. And yeah, it's more about the Air Jordans because they never show the stand-in for Michael Jordan, the younger one. They never show his face. So, but you're like,
Really?
okay, yeah, they never show him. And yeah, I saw that one, and then I saw Susume on Tuesday. This is from the same director from Your Name or what
Like All Who
Wuthering
Left Their Time.
Wuthering with You.
Yeah.
So
How did
yeah,
you like it? Because I've heard like it's not as good as Your Name, but it's pretty close.
yeah, it's not as good as Your Name. I'll say if I need to rank all those three movies that I've seen from him, it will be number three. But that doesn't mean that it's bad. The plot is actually interesting, and as always, the animation is just gorgeous, especially all the landscapes and everything. Like I was telling someone, after watching this movie, I just want to go into Japan and walk in the countryside aimlessly.
Yeah, I've heard that the this is probably the pinnacle of their art direction so far.
Yeah,
The
for
story
sure.
wise, it's pretty good, but it's like the main draw of the movie was mostly just like the way that they drew everything.
Yeah, but pretty much like I said, the animation is amazing. Let's see what else. So yeah, those I saw those two this week, and then last week, like I said, the Mario movie, Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, John Wick Chapter 4.
Which I actually was going to ask you if you saw it.
Yep.
I liked it, but I hated it at the same time.
Oh yeah.
I really, I mean, yeah, we still don't know if John Wick's actually dead because we never actually saw him die. We just see the spoilers if you haven't seen it, but the jump cut to the gravestone at the end.
At the funeral. Yeah.
Um, I don't know. There are certain aspects of it that I really like, but I also like the I forget his name, the guy that was the proprietor of the um
Oh, the Continental.
yeah, the Continental in Japan. I, I feel like his character was completely wasted in the movie. I was very
Yeah.
disappointed. I wanted to know a little bit more about him and why him and John Wick were such good friends and why he was willing to die for him.
I mean, we might eventually maybe get something because now they are working on bringing so many offshoots of the John Wick universe. Like
I know they're working
they
on the Continental, the TV show, but I think
they
that
are
takes place in the
they
70s.
yeah, it's set in the '70s. They already shot the trailer. It's a 3-part uh mini series, so probably it's gonna be like an hour and a half each episode, something like that. Another working on Ballerina is a offshoot, a spin-off. I mean, from John Wick, starring Ana de Armas, and Keanu Reeves says that John Wick is gonna cameo in it, and it might be even a little bit more than a cameo. So that one for sure, unless they announce John Wick 5 or whatever, is probably set before the movies. I don't know because he's still alive, quote unquote.
Right.
And I believe they announced the other day that it's gonna be an anime, John Wick anime, if I'm not
I've
mistaken.
heard about it, and I know that he is a very big proponent of anime because he was one that pushed very hard for the Matrix anime
Oh
years
yeah,
ago.
Yeah, and also I believe he wants to get involved as well in having a comic book series and all that stuff. So for sure they want to get out as much as they can from the John Wick universe. So it wouldn't surprise me if we get something about the Continental in Japan and
I
maybe
really hope
other.
so. I will say the action was probably some of the best action you'll ever get in a movie. Just like how real it felt, because you could
Oh
tell
yeah,
how tired he was in some of those scenes, like how like raw. Um, that one fight scene towards the end in the abandoned building, it
oh
was
yeah.
so well choreographed. It was amazing.
And then the joke of Donnie Yen playing a Afghan character for the second time.
Third time, because wasn't he blind in IP Man too?
Unless he was Brian on the last movies, I don't remember. But I only seen the first two.
So I think he was blind in one of the IP Man movies, and I know he was blind in Rogue One.
Yeah,
Um, but his character was so well done. I loved him so much. I really hope we get a movie with him.
yeah.
If the ending was just you know didn't happen.
I mean, we could get a movie with him set prior to this movie. So
Yeah, I would love that. I would love to see the dynamic because it seemed you could really tell that him and John Wick had a really deep mutual respect for each other
mhm.
as colleagues. So I really would love to see their dynamic too. A little bit earlier would be interesting.
Yeah,
But the Dungeons and Dragons movie, I loved that movie. A lot of people were saying that it was garbage. I thought it was really fun. It's exactly
yeah,
what you would want from like a dungeon. Like you could feel that it was like watching someone roll a 1 or a 20 or, you know, have to do a charisma check or something.
yeah. They even do references to stuff that uh, I don't know much about Dungeons and Dragons, but the stuff they did some references. I was like, oh, I heard that name before, or I know what they're talking about.
The Fat Dragon was one of my favorite parts of that movie. That chunky little dragon guy that chases them in the abyss or whatever it was called. I thought that was amazing. And
Oh
then
yeah,
the scene where they're doing the projection of Chris Pine's character.
and
I
then
was everyone in the theater was dying. It was so
and
good.
and then although at this point it's not really a spoiler, and even then they show it on already on like trailers and stuff like that. Seeing the quote unquote 90s Dungeons and Dragon kids in there,
Yes,
I was like, oh my god, it's them.
I remember pointing it out to Allison. Like I turned over and I was like, "Oh my god!" Um, it was so good. I was so excited for this movie, and I'm so glad it did. Like it was better than I thought it was going to be. I am really sad though that the marketing for it really sucks. Because it seems like when we went to see it, the theater was like not even completely full. Like it was like very empty. But what did you get to see anything else that was super interesting as far as like movies go? Because I realized yesterday that the Power Rangers, I forget what they called it, but the nostalgia bomb that was the Power Rangers movie on Netflix came out yesterday. But it was right after we had canceled our Netflix subscription, so we had to find another way to watch it. But I did some reading and it looked really interesting. They paid homage to Trinity, and I don't know if they did anything for the Green Ranger, but they did some really interesting things, and I was very very happy. At least reading what I read. So
Oh yeah, it was a really good anniversary special. So many. Although, well, in my case, I stopped watching maybe around Time Force, I think. So some stuff that they reference, I was like, oh yeah, oh yeah, I've seen that before. And of course, it has been such a long time that I had to watch videos saying, "Oh, this is a reference from this season," which I saw, but I didn't remember. And because I've been doing more Sentai and others and the comics when it comes to Power Rangers. But so far, it was a really good, especially how they try to uh, pay homage to both Trini and Tommy.
oh, they did pay homage to him because I heard about Trinity or Trini, but I didn't hear anything about Tommy. So I'm very
Well,
happy that they did something.
yeah, for the Tommy thing, addition was at the end since they already they filmed this while he was alive,
Wow,
so
I
there
didn't
was
know
no,
that.
so there was no reason to make it much about him, but they added at the end they added a tribute to him and her.
Yeah, I
But
didn't
yeah,
know that Trini died like right after the original Power Rangers had like ended in 2001. That kind of made me really sad. I don't remember because at that time I would have been 12.
for some reason I thought Power Rangers ended in the 90s, in mid 90s, at least that season. But again, time is a bubble and all that stuff. So I was like,
It
but
might
yeah.
have been. Now I'm second guessing myself, but you might be right.
And then finally, gaming wise, not much gaming from me, but at least lately, uh, I've been playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I mean, Scarlet, I finished it. In fact, I just need one more to evolve one Pokemon to finish the Pokédex. It is a
Which one they
freaking.
trade or?
No, this is the no Infinicent that I need to have like more than one people playing at the same time as me so it can evolve.
Oh, yeah, that one's a pain in the ass. I gave up
Yeah.
trying to do it because it was just too hard.
Yeah, that one is a pain in the ass. Otherwise, that's the only one, and then I'm just waiting for the DLC, which they haven't announced when, but supposedly should be getting information for part one soonish.
We got a teaser. I don't remember if it was on this Monday or last Monday, but we got a teaser of a new Pokemon and that the expansion is going to be called something about the
Oh yeah, we got the
Dark Sea.
names. Yeah, we got the names for the expansions already when they announced it. The Pokemon teaser is because it debuted in the new Pokemon series,
Right.
which I didn't realize it started already in Japan, but it did.
I
Yeah,
watched the first episode and I'm very happy that uh, they're not leaning too heavy on like the Ash era.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
like in just one episode.
I saw a reaction of it, and so far what I saw, I like, especially the animation, like the
Yeah, the
fights,
animation looks amazing.
the choreography in the fights are look great.
Yeah.
And then what else I've been playing? I pick up a couple weeks ago Cult of the Lamb.
I saw you playing that and I meant to ask you, how do you like it? Because I really want to buy it because it looks so much fun.
I like more the side of building the cult community kind of RPG kind of part, because this is also have those dungeon games that you go and they're like random made and all that stuff, like Hades.
Yes.
But I don't know. I try Hades, but it bored me after a while. Just repeating the same things over and over again, it bored me. So this one at least is giving me something else to do, like by creating the community and unlocking buildings and building stuff here and there.
I've heard, I don't know if you've ever played it, but I've heard it compared to a game called Moonlighter, which is like a random dungeon thing. So, like during the day, you're a shopkeeper that sells stuff. but in order to get the stuff, you have to do dungeons.
Oh,
Feels very similar, kind of, to Cult of the Lamb. Only this is more of like a life sim, like a Animal Crossing mixed with
Dungeon
Diablo.
Genre, yeah. Yeah, I've been liking it, but and then just yesterday I downloaded Horizon the Burning Shores, the DLC. But apparently, I didn't realize that I didn't transfer my save from my PS4 into my PS5, and I need to play the whole. And because Burning Shores is only for the PS5 version of the game, actually I have the save. Because Burning Shores is only for the PS5 version of the game, I'm technically playing only the PS5 version of Forbidden West, and I don't have a save for that since I originally played on the PS4. so,
Okay.
so I'm starting
That
the game.
sucks.
I'm starting the game all over again, but it's okay. I'm at least I don't need. I'm scrolling through the all the conversations since I already know what happens, and since I already know for some stuff where to go or how to kill these creatures, I'm doing it faster, and hopefully I can do it quick this weekend so I can get it to the Burning Shores part of the game. And because I'm having family over in the next 2 weekends, I have my family over during the weekend. I won't be able to play Star Wars Survivor, so yeah, it's that one is gonna have to wait a little bit. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna focus on Horizon, and I
That's
believe
fair.
that's it for gaming. And I read a tons of comic books, so we're gonna be here all day if I mention what I've been reading. But yeah,
Um, so I guess we can jump into Star Wars Celebration, which was a bombshell this year.
oh yeah. So Star Wars Celebration, for those who don't know, is pretty much a big convention that is hosted by Lucasfilm, Disney, Star Wars. It is held every 2 years. Normally is between Anaheim in California or Orlando. But sometimes they might go to other places. The last one in the US was in Chicago, for example. And they done Europe before as well as Japan. Because of the pandemic, they canceled the one that was supposed to be in California. No, I mean in Orlando, and they held the last one in California, and they announced there that this year will be, and this is the one of the few times that they done a year after the other. So last year they announced that they will be going to London this year, which is normally the location that they go when they go to Europe, since Pinewood Studios is over there, and that's like their second home when it comes to filming. So yeah, this year's Star Wars Celebration was in London, and there were a lot of announcements, especially in this time period where Star Wars is focusing more on the TV side of stuff. We haven't seen much movement on movies, especially, uh, and I guess by this time this is old news, but it happened while we were away. Uh, the Rogue Squadron film that was being produced by Patty Jenkins was canceled. She departed due to differences, like creative differences, I guess. And since then, Taika Waititi has come on board for a film, but we still haven't heard anything about it. Uh, the guys from Game of Thrones was, yeah, the guys from Game of Thrones were attached to a film as well, but I think they left that as well. And Ryan Johnson, he has been saying that he's doing one since, I don't know, a while ago. And also there's the rumor Kevin Feige movie, which at the moment nobody has said anything, so still is a rumor. But yeah, pretty much everything has been TV, and TV for Star Wars. Well, TV and books and comics.
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah,
been a little bit of a weird time for Star Wars. I think after the release of Solo, they kind of decided that the one-off movies really weren't worth it, which is a shame because Solo was so good. Or I
but
liked
yeah,
Solo. I thought it was really good.
and then obviously we got the whole not controversy, but the whole failure between the Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. How all that turned out to be.
Yeah, that
So
was a
that was a
huge
mess.
mess.
Yeah. So yeah. So pretty much the news that came up the celebration. We had three new movies, and everything else is pretty much TV shows and a couple more stuff. So the show opened with announced the Ahsoka trailer. It was confirmed also that Ahsoka is coming to August 2023 to Disney Plus. On a time that it looks like Disney Plus shows, especially on the MCU side of stuff, are being pushed away date wise. Uh,
Yeah, I don't know what's happening at Disney Plus. Just as an aside, that like they're repositioning certain things like Marvel, but Star Wars is kind of like coming forward a little
I,
bit.
yeah, I think because Star Wars doesn't do as many stuff as Marvel, and also that's another thing that has been going on, and we would have been talking about it if while we were away. Marvel after the I don't want to say commercial, but review, I guess, failures of the last three movies or so. They have the and also some of the TV shows. They have decided to take a break on how many stuff they release. I mean, just in the last year alone, we had like what, three movies and three TV shows. So six Marvel productions in 1 year, and now they're
It's a
pumping.
lot of fatigue.
Yeah, so they have decided they're pumping the brakes. Right now, at the moment, we don't know when Loki is coming out. Although it looks like it might be the one of the few Marvel stuff that is coming out this year, TV wise.
I've heard
Aside from
rumors that it's supposed to
well,
come out
as
all of 2023. So
yeah, aside from Secret Invasion, which we know is coming in May. No,
yeah, I
or
think it's May.
no, May or June. I forgot. But
Yes,
yeah, yeah. But initially we were supposed to be getting Echo, Ironheart, all those.
Daredevil.
No, that was still shooting right now. That one is supposed to be coming next year, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. The special presentations as well might be they might be leaning more on that since it's only a 40-minute stuff rather than 6 episodes or 8 or whatever of a TV show that they can crank in one sitting. So those kind of things. But yeah, because Marvel is deciding to held back on the stuff, Star Wars have pick up a little bit more on the stuff that they're doing, which is still quality. I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm kind of happy with that because no offense, some of the Marvel shows have been just not as great, but the Star Wars ones have all been hits. They've all been great so far.
eh, some people had there's a lot of comments about Boba Fett, Book of Boba Fett.
Well, they're wrong. Book of Boba Fett was great. I mean, yeah, it wasn't as good as some of the other things, but it was still a fun story building set of episodes to me.
Yeah. Mm. But yeah, so yeah, Ahsoka has been confirmed for August 2023. We still don't have a concrete date. We only know it's coming out in August.
Yeah. Did
They
you
they
see the? I'm assuming you probably did, but did you watch the bootleg recording from Star Wars Celebration?
well, the trailer for Ahsoka was released to everyone.
But wasn't there like a teaser that they only showed at
Uh, no,
Star Wars Celebration?
that was for D23.
Oh yeah. You're right. You're right.
That one I saw.
When they showed Thrawn in the Ahsoka trailer, I lost my shit.
So yeah, they show a little clip of Thrawn just for the people in there during the Ahsoka panel, and then later they show. Oh no, wait, they haven't showed Thrawn to everyone. That's the clip that is going around. Okay, so
Oh, okay.
let me go back. Now I know the. So they show a poster that is showcasing August 2023. They show a trailer that they released to everyone, including us. And the trailer is confirmed that Mary Elizabeth Winstead is playing Hera Syndulla, which will be the third, actually the fourth or the fifth if you wanna count Ahsoka. Although it shouldn't, but whatever. The fourth live action Rebels character that we have seen so far.
And Chopper.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I went from 3 to 4 because,
Okay.
and also technically we saw Chopper in the background during Rogue One, so
Oh, that's right. Committing his war crimes.
yeah. But yeah, Mary Elizabeth Winstead is confirmed as Hera. We didn't saw Tron in the trailer, but he's mentioned. In fact, there's a something that they say during the trailer that people are losing their shit over because he was in the Legends, in the Noun Legends canon. He was introduced in a series of book called Heir of the Empire, Heir to the Empire. So then they say that in the trailer that he's the heir to the Empire, and obviously all the Star Wars nerds were freaking losing their shit when they say that. But we didn't saw him at all. We didn't even know who was playing. In fact, we only saw him from the back of his set, so we were like, "Oh, who's gonna play him or whatever." Later on the during celebration, because this trailer was shown on the opening panel for Lucasfilms, which
Yes.
is the big panel. Ahsoka has had its own panel on, I want to say, Saturday or Monday or Sunday, one of those days. And they confirmed in that panel that Lars Mikkelsen, the brother of Mats,
Mads.
of the Mats, he is going to be playing Grand Admiral Thrawn, which he is the voice of Thrawn in Rebels, so he is doing the same thing as Bo-Katan.
Yes, which I am so excited about. I'm a little disappointed they're not bringing more characters back, or the voice actors and actresses back. But
Well,
he's got such an iconic face, anyways, that I think he fits very well with Thrawn.
well, another character that they're gonna bring voicing from the animation is they showed this droid that is called Hugh Jan, who has been in, I think he was in Clone Wars as well, and Rebels. He was voiced by David Tennant, and the live action version is gonna be voiced by David Tennant.
Is he actually playing him too?
He's gonna voice him. The droid has this shape that is even is not. It's like
Oh, right. He was the training droid.
yeah, he has an IG like kind of body, so there's no way they can put a person inside. Anyways, but he's gonna voice him, and again, but yeah, Lars Mikkelsen is coming back as Grand Admiral Thrawn, and in the trailer we saw Sabine. Uh, did we saw her in her armor at all on the trailer? I don't
I don't
remember.
believe we see her in her armor, but we see her with like weird hair at the beginning of the trailer, and then we see her with
Yeah.
her normal Rebels look towards the end.
Okay. Yeah. There's a.
She doesn't have her helmet on, but she has like her pauldron on her shoulders.
Yeah. So there was a picture shown from the panel when they confirmed Mary Elizabeth Winstead and all these people. Her wearing her armor. Although not a helmet, but she's holding the helmet.
Yes.
And
Which
we know.
I'm okay with. A lot of people are not happy with the choice for her to play Sabine, but I honestly think she could really do a good job. So I'm
Yeah.
holding out hope.
And then what else? We see Chopper in the trailer, so thankfully he's gonna be involved in this because otherwise it would be like horrible not seeing Chopper. Ray
I want to see
Stevens,
him commit more war crimes. Damn it!
yeah. We have Ray Stevens, who many people know as one of the prior Punishers before the MCU Punisher, and also he was Volstagg in the Thor movies. And perhaps the character that I didn't realize was the same person. He is the bad guy, the British bad guy in RRR. When I saw him, I was like, that guy looks familiar because he's now sporting, he's a foxy daddy now. So he was like, I was like, he looks familiar. And then, oh my God, he's the same guy that played the military guy in RRR. But yeah, he's playing this new character that looks to be like a dark force user. Him and this other girl, I didn't get her name, the actress, but apparently they're playing dark side users in this show, and I like the lightsabers that they have. They're like they look like more like a samurai sword, like a real samurai sword,
Yes.
and the braid is orange, like blood orange. And somebody asked Filoni if it was that actually the color, and he was like, "Yeah, that's the color." And a lot of people were pointing out that the design of the lightsaber looks like one of the old school Star Wars the OT posters that they were drawn, and Vader in, I think it's an Empire or whatever. His lightsaber looks like a katana, and the blade is
Yes.
also same color. So the fact that they're using that, it looks amazing.
It reminded me a lot of like a mix between the original, the concept art for Star Wars,
Yeah.
but also like the what the heck was that that show?
Which one?
Visions. The
Oh,
first episode of Visions.
oh, Visions. Yeah, yeah.
So like I'm super on board with this. Like I'm
And
so
it,
excited.
and it also kind of works because Ray Stevenson at one point during the trailer he's holding the sword like a katana sword,
Yeah.
the lightsaber like a katana sword. So it looks. So yeah, I cannot wait for this show. Also, we saw a small hologram of Ezra in his Rebels season 2 look, but it's tiny, so you don't see who's playing him. But yeah, hopefully we see Ezra as well, and I'm hoping that if we get Ezra, we get at least a flashback showing Kanan, and I hope that they bring back Freddie Prinze Jr. so he can play him, even if it's in a
Oh,
flashback.
Jesus, I really hope so. Even if
So
he's just like a Force Ghost or something, we gotta. I
yes,
want to see Freddie Prinze Jr. come over.
or Force Ghost, yeah, because I need my whole Rebel crew in live action. But yeah, that was Ahsoka, and like I said, late because they announced Lars Mikkelsen as Thrawn on again a couple days after the trailer. They show a new clip just for the people there with Thrawn. You can see his face, and that's the clip that has been going around the internet. And I saw a very blurry picture of it, but he looks great.
A lot of people are complaining and they're like, "Oh, they better fix it." It's like, yeah, of course they're gonna fix it. It's not even in post production yet.
And also, it's a shoddy picture, anyways.
Exactly. Like, calm your pants. He's
And
gonna look great. There hasn't been a single, even in the Book of Boba Fett, there hasn't been a single episode in any of the Star Wars shows where the CGI looks terrible.
oh yeah. And let's see. Next, they talk about the Acolyte, which is the TV show that is set in the High Republic,
Right?
the High Republic era. But by the end of the High Republic, it was confirmed that it's coming next year in 2024. They confirmed one of the characters is gonna be from the books, the High Republic books. Rebecca Henderson is playing Bernestia Rowe, another version of her. So if they keep her lightsaber from the books, a lot of people are gonna lose their shit because she has a whip lightsaber.
Yes.
It's a freaking whip
This goes
lightsaber.
back. like I'm really excited that they're bringing back all of these like weird lightsaber designs in
Yes.
this like new phase of Star Wars right now, because like a lightsaber could be anything, and it always was in the books. Like you could literally have a whip lightsaber, you could have a katana lightsaber. There were a ton.
Yeah, so I'm
Someone had an
hoping.
axe at one point too. Like
Yeah, so I'm hoping they keep that from the books so she
me
can
too.
wield it. We got confirmation that Jonas Sutamo, who was he was the suit actor for Chewbacca on the last two Star Wars movies, and I think in Solo as well, because
Yes.
Pierre Mayhew was getting old, and also he passed away. He's gonna play a Wookiee Jedi on this. Uh,
Oh my
a
god.
lot of people are hoping that is one of the characters also from the High Republic, but at this point in the books, the only Wookiee Jedi's that we know have died or we think
Right.
that are dead. So he might be just an entirely new character just created for the show, or someone from there that they don't want to say yet because probably is gonna survive in the books coming out this fall. Lee Jun Jae from uh,
Squid Game.
Squid Games. I was gonna say Shrimp Games. I was like, no, that's not right. I'm mixing my seafood. He's also playing a Jedi. In fact, they show trailers and videos only to the people at the panel, but the people that saw one of those mentioned that he was the stuff that they show. It was very there's this is it Japanese, Chinese, or Korean, one or the other, but there is this genre of films and TV show called Wuxia that is very based on classic. I want to say it's Chinese, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's very classic Chinese Legend of the Fire Rings kind of stuff. So and they move in a certain way, very high looking and all the stuff. Not high in like high high art looking when they fight and all that stuff. So it looks like they're trying to do the same in this show, and the martial arts
That's like
fusing.
what Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragons kind of sort of.
So, yeah, pretty much that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much that. That kind of style of
Very,
shoot.
very fight flowing. Everything kind of is like water almost.
Yeah, so they're saying that this show looks like it's gonna be a lot of that, especially his character as well. He's another Jedi Master. Daphne King from Logan, she was X-23, is also in this. She's also another Jedi. Manny Jacinto, who was in The Other Praise, is in this, and Carrie Ann Moss is as well in this. There's even more people, but those are the big names that on the
Yeah,
show.
they announced Carrie Ann Moss from the Matrix movies, and she was in something else too with him.
Uh, Jessica Jones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
So she's in this. We don't know who is she playing because she wasn't a celebration. But yeah, they said this show is gonna be
that show
very
is balls to the wall, but I'm excited.
yeah, it's a whole mystery. Supposedly setting up the set as we know, going back into power during that eventually will lead to Palpatine taking over. And yeah, it's in the based on the latest interviews to the director and the showrunner, they were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna be very judgmental of the Jedi as well because the Jedi have done stupid ass things in the past. So this show is also gonna tackle that and why something like the Sith rose during this time and eventually took over. You know."
Hmm, very excited.
Let's see. We got more Skeleton Crew news. It was confirmed for 2023. They show a trailer only for the people in there. I saw a couple cool behind the scenes. It looks really good. a couple of the kids are aliens. Even one of them is like a Max Rebo alien. So that was really.
When I saw that, I was like, "Oh my god! I don't know who they are, but I'm excited. This is gonna be fun."
And apparently, Jude Law is playing a Jedi as well, or a Force
Yes.
user, which is
Uh,
interesting because I wasn't expecting him to be one. I
Me
thought he,
neither. The fact that him, Bryce Dallas had like, there's an all show. Like,
yeah,
uh,
I thought he was gonna play like a, I don't know, like a Han Solo type of character, but he's
yeah, I
apparently.
thought he was gonna be like a scoundrelly type of like gunslinger, but no, he's some sort of a force user.
Yeah.
I'm super hype.
And then they announced all the directors for this show. John Watts, who is also the showrunner. People know him from the Spider-Man movies, the MCU ones. So he is actually good with kids. David Lowry. What was the thing that I should have put it in here? But I seen stuff that he done. The Daniels,
Jake Schreier's in this too.
Jake Schreier, Bruce Dallas Howard, and Lee Isaac Chung.
Isaac Chum. Yeah.
And obviously the Daniels from Everything Everywhere All at Once, award winners.
Yes.
And I like the big
I cannot wait to see. Like, are they doing like what they did with the Mandalorian season 2, where it's gonna, or season 2 or season 1, where it's going to be a different director every episode?
they've been doing that for almost all the shows. The only show that didn't do that was Obi-Wan. Deborah Chow was doing all of those, but that's so far the only Star Wars show that hasn't done multiple directors. Even Ahsoka is doing multiple ones.
I didn't know that. I thought they kind of stopped it right after the
Oh no,
for some reason.
no, this season was also The Mandalorian was multiple directors. But yeah, Skeleton Crew, and then the big announcements. We Before they announce the movies, they show the timeline of the Star Wars universe as we know it right now, and they added 2 new eras. Uh, so far, the eras that we knew already were the Old Republic, which so far we haven't got anything said on that. I know there's gonna be a remake of the game, but we don't know how much canon it is anymore. So at this point, they haven't done anything with the Old Republic. Then we have the
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a complete remaster of the Knights of the Old Republic, or if it's going to be like a complete reboot of the
as,
series.
as far as I know, is they're remaking the game for the ground up.
Yeah, so I kind of figured it was going to be a reboot. So I didn't know that they released more information about it.
No,
But
they
I'm excited. That
yeah
game is amazing.
yeah. Well, yeah, that's the Old Republic. We have the High Republic, which is like 300 years before the Battle of Yavin. Right now, the books and some of the comic books are focusing on that era. Obviously, the Acolyte will be tackling the last 10 years or whatever of that. Uh, then they have Fall of the Jedi, which is pretty much the prequel trilogy. Um, I believe it had another name before this. I can't remember what they call it. The
It had a code name or something, I remember, but I don't remember offhand what it was.
Yeah. Then we have the Rise of the Empire. Uh, this is pretty much the time between after Episode 3 and before A New Hope. Uh, Pretty much Rebels. Uh, what else? Rebels, The Bad Batch. Yeah, that's something on Solo, I guess. Rogue One. Those will be the shows during that time. Some of the comic books we've seen is the Darth Vader the second volume of Darth Vader that was set after Episode 3. He was a really very new Vader. Obi-Wan obviously is set during
Oh
that
yes.
time. Then we have Age of Rebellion, which is pretty much the original trilogy. Uh, the original trilogy. You have a little bit of Rogue One at the end. Uh, Yeah, the comic books right now is the main ones, at least right now. We're between Empire and Return of the Jedi, but they're slowly moving into Jedi. Return of the Jedi. Then we have the New Republic, which is pretty much where all the uh, Mandoverse, if you will, shows live. The Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, and Skeleton Crew, I believe, is also set in this era. And then the Rise of the New Order, which apparently is focusing is the sequel trilogy and some of the old comics and novels. But joining all of these are the Dawn of the Jedi, which is supposed to be like 25,000 years before the Battle of Yavin. We have. Wait, where are you? Uh, oh no, my bad. The Old Republic was added. My bad. Dawn of the Jedi, the Old Republic, and the New Jedi Order were sorry, were the new eras that they added. So Dawn of the Jedi, the 25,000 years. They announced that James Mangold, who directed Logan, is gonna be directed a movie set during that era, and just as the name suggests, will be the origin of the Jedi Order. So that's gonna be awesome. Yep.
I'm very excited to kind of see more of the backstory on like some of the stuff that we already know and learn it kind of almost from scratch again because a lot of this isn't canon anymore because they kind of threw out the books.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see what they pick and pull from those.
Oh yeah, and it's gonna be interesting also to see just the technology, how it's gonna be looking. Uh, I'm wondering how the hell the lightsabers are gonna be.
Okay.
So who knows? I mean, yeah, it's 25,000 years before the movie, so before the original trilogy. So what the hell? How is everything gonna look like? I mean, it's insane. Um, like I said, they didn't. We so far we don't have anything during the Old Republic. Again, the only thing that I know of that might be is the game. But as far as I know, it's just a remaster of the game. It's not even a reboot, or they might add in new stories. They might, or maybe just on the fact that they're releasing, they're gonna re-release the game. They might be like, "Fuck it, everything that happened in this game is canon, and it really doesn't affect the High Republic or the Dawn of the Jedi because it's I think it's supposed to be like another 400 years before the High Republic era or something like that. So there is a big gap on time that it won't affect. Just keeping and I believe Revan, the only character that I know from that game is canon. So he right at the moment is the only thing that is canon from that. So maybe they're just gonna keep it like that, canon. And then we had the new Jedi Order. Let's see, Charmin Obai Shinoi, and hopefully I say that. I I don't think I seen a movie with her, but is directing a movie set in this in the new Jedi era. This is supposed to be 15 years after the rise of Skywalker, and everyone's favorite Jedi, Daisy Ridley, is coming back as Rey. And this one was the biggest surprise of all.
Everyone went ape shit when this was announced.
Yeah,
Which is wild because a lot of people don't like the sequel to the sequel trilogy. But I don't know if it was just because the room was electric before that, and they brought out all those people in the costumes. I don't know. I'm excited. I like Daisy Ridley. I thought she was a fantastic addition to Star Wars. I think just the writing for those movies was just not good enough, or where it should have been, which is not her fault.
Yeah, I was mostly surprised that she was actually coming back based on all the backlash from Rise of Skywalker, and then you got the toxic fandom and the Rilo people that take it too far. You know, all those kind of peoples. Then another thing that people were saying that, what about Finn? And I'm like, I don't know if John Boyega will also be happy to come back, especially how bad things were.
He got a lot of disgusting vitriol. So I would not be surprised if he's been outspoken about it too, about how terribly people treated him. So I
Yeah,
would not be surprised if he passes.
yeah. I mean, if they actually bring him back, they better do what they wanted to do from the beginning and making a Jedi, a freaking Jedi, or at least a
They've hinted
Force.
at it so many times
Yeah,
in the movies that it's kind of annoying that they didn't even touch on it in the last movie. But yeah, if they bring him back, he definitely better come back as a Jedi because I think that's what the movies are going to be with Rey, right? She's going to be bringing back the Jedi Order.
yeah. She's building a new Jedi Order. I mean,
So
that's that's the era of this movie set. It's a new Jedi Order. That's the name that they give it. So
that
it's a
is
new.
until someone's kid goes murder, murder, and kill people,
We'll see how this
as
goes.
is the Skywalker way.
But yeah, and then the third movie that was announced, and I guess it will fall under the New Republic era, will be Dave Filoni's finally directing a movie, and this one is supposed to wrap up all the threads from the Mandoverse TV shows. So Book of Boba
Yes,
Fett, Mandalorian, Ahsoka. So we
I
don't
am
know. We don't know when this movie is
so
coming out. What is it gonna be about? Especially after this yesterday's episode. So which
I have a feeling
without
it's probably not coming out till 2025,
yeah,
if I had to guess. But um, weaving all the threads together, I don't know how he's going to do it. I'm excited to see him do it because if anybody can, it's going to be him. So
and because they have been announcing and canceling so many movies, they Lucasfilm said that all these three movies are already in production, so they are somewhat already being, either the script is already done and they're just moving into, starting to work on pre-production and all that stuff. So they actually not announcing stuff that is gonna take forever to come out. These movies might be coming out in the next 2 years, maybe less. I don't know, but they're already working on this, so it's not like you know.
I have a feeling
Uh,
that Filoni's probably been working on this movie, or at least the script for this movie, since all of the Star Wars Mandiverse stuff's been coming out. So
oh yeah, for sure.
I'm excited. I really hope that at some point soon he ends up becoming the president of Star Wars. Like, not that I
Uh,
hate Kathleen Kennedy, but I think
Lucas
having someone like him at the reins would,
Lucasfilms, yeah.
yeah.
And that's what we got for movies. Then moving on to pretty much the rest of the Star Wars shows, which are pretty much our animation. We got a trailer for Visions Volume 2. It's coming on Disney Plus on May the 4th, Star Wars Day. Uh, just like the prior volume, is 9 studios, this time from across the world, not only Japan, are making a short episode set in the Star Wars universe, or their how they envision Star Wars. What?
The one I'm the most excited about is the guys that animate Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, I was gonna
They
say
showed like a
it's
clip of that, and I was like,
yeah,
golly.
yeah, Armin. And
Yes.
for that episode, they bring in Dennis Lawson, who was Wedge Antilles, to voice his character in this.
I'm
Although,
so excited. Like this
yeah,
show looks. I loved Visions so much. I cannot wait for this because the
and the
animation diversity in this season looks nuts.
Oh yeah, it looks amazing, and also I think it helps that it's made by people from all across the world. Uh, I'm also excited about the one from Spain and Chile. So yeah, it's gonna be amazing. Also, on May the 4th, Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures is gonna be debuting. This is a CGI animated show for little kids, pretty much. Set.
I don't know how I feel about this. Like I said
I
earlier, I've been
mean,
watching like a lot of Bluey at night, and they've been
mhm.
heavily putting up ads for them, like TV spots.
Yeah, this is not for me, but the little kids is good. And because these are characters are Padawan, they are set during the High Republic, so no one needs to be scared about them being killed by Anakin Skywalker.
That was my first thought. I was like, oh no, they're gonna introduce all these kids, and then everyone's gonna grow up and be like, oh god, they got killed
No,
by Anakin.
no. Thanks, thankfully, this is set during the High Republic era. In fact, because it's set during that time, Yoda is gonna be around as well to train them.
He was around during the High Republic era.
Yep.
Oh, that's right, because he probably would have been like 900 years old. Like,
I mean,
time of,
he was 900 by the time of Return of the Jedi,
I was gonna say,
and
so he
the
probably
High Republic was 300 years or so. So he was like 600, a young 600 years old. But yeah, also we got confirmation that Tales of the Jedi is getting a second season. We don't know when, but I'm glad about that as well. Uh,
yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
yeah, I'm wondering who they're gonna focus on this time. And then, sad news: the Bad Batch will get a third and final season in 2024.
I have
And
a feeling that's on purpose, because the Bad Batch takes place in kind of like the same timeline as Rebels and The Mandalorian, right?
no,
So
Bad
this is
Batch.
between.
Bad Batch is in the between 3 and 4.
Okay,
Yeah, Rebels is like maybe a year or two before A New Hope,
that's right.
because the rebellion is forming that, and the Bad Batch we actually see Order 66 happening on the first episode,
Yeah,
and
I don't
I'm
know why
going
they have to keep reminding us of that.
and then I'm assumed that a year or two tops has been passed between the both seasons. So yeah, the Bad Batch is ending with season 3. My Clone Boys, it's gonna be sad seeing them go, but hopefully they survive,
First
and
99.
hopefully they survive, and without going into spoilers, hopefully they survive and we see them in live action. Pray by I thought it's gonna be weird seeing him playing those characters if they do a live action of them, but whatever. Let's see. And the last two things regarding movies or TV is they announced that Return of the Jedi is receiving a special theater screening on April 28th as part of its 40-year anniversary. I was able to get a ticket for AMC, so I should be seeing it return. Should be seeing this movie for the first time in the theater next Friday.
I remember. I don't remember if it was that or if it was Empire Strikes Back, but one of them I got to see in theaters with my dad right before Episode One came.
Huh? Probably they release. Yeah.
And that was probably one of the greatest experiences I think I've ever had. That was amazing.
The only time that I seen the original Star Wars movies in a big screen was when I did one of those orchestra concerts kind of thing that that people that usually they do. That they show the movie in a big screen in the background, and you have
They have a
a
live orchestra do the music
yeah,
in front of it. Yeah,
yeah. So I did
I've
one.
heard that those are amazing experiences too, though.
They're great. I did one for New Hope and Empire, but
Golly, Empire must be like a whole different experience.
oh hell yeah! But that's the only one. But that's the only time that I seen these movies in the big screen. And even then, when you're doing the orchestra, you're you're listening more on the score than watching the movie. So
Right.
and yeah, so next week, next Friday, I got my tickets for AMC, so I should be able to see it. And the last thing, Kathleen Kennedy confirmed later after, like on the last day of celebration or something, that the Lando show is still happening, as well as the Taika Waititi movie, but they don't have anything to announce yet.
Yeah. Donald Glover's coming back for the show, right?
Yeah, he's still involved. He even confirmed. Somebody asked him about it as well during celebration. He wasn't at celebration, but during the around the time,
Yeah, he was doing
and
an interview apparently with GQ or Entertainment Weekly or something like that, and they asked him about that and the Community movie.
yeah, he confirmed that. He confirmed he's still game for both, so that's good. And
If
then,
they had replaced him, I'd be really sad because I thought perfect
oh yeah,
as
he
like
was.
young Lando.
Oh yeah, he was a good lander. And then let's see. We and then we got a couple of things that are books, video games related stuff. I won't be going into the toy stuff because again we'll be staying here for a longer time. But regarding the books right now, the phase 3 of the High Republic is coming soon, starting in this fall. With Eye of the Darkness, the adult novel, Escape from Balo, the middle grade book, and Defy the Storm, the young adult book. Uh, they confirmed that the phase 3 is going to continue the events of phase 1. In fact, it's going to be a year after the events from phase 1, since right now Facebook is going, it went back 100 years into the past, and I guess stuff from there is going to finally connect into phase 1 and 3. In fact, this whole phase is gonna challenge the Jedi, and I'm wondering if that is also gonna connect to the Acolyte and how things are gonna end up like that. I'm wondering, maybe not. But yeah, uh, those are the first 3 books that we're getting from Phase 3 in this fall, and obviously we get more. We're gonna get more books on 2024. Also, they confirmed that both Marvel and Dark Horse are getting new volumes of the High Republic books. Marvel having just the High Republic series, and Dark Horse having the High Republic Adventures. They should be coming on December 2023 for both. We might be getting also a mini series set during the High Republic as well over Marvel, since the current we have 5 issue mini series called The Braid. Uh, which had this one Jedi that was introduced in the High Republic books, Phase 1, and it was about his adventures and whatever. And at the end of that book, they tease a sequel, so I'm gonna assume that's gonna be part of Phase 3. And let's see. And then Marvel Comics announced as well that all their books, the non High Republic books, are gonna be going to a little crossover called Dark Droids in August. This is something that has been running in the background as of late on the Star Wars book, setting this new enemy that is infecting droids and turning them against the organics, if you will. We're gonna get a number 1 Dark Droids in August, and that's gonna go through all the books as the event goes through. And yeah, the books right now are set in between Empire and Return of the Jedi, but they have been announced. And in fact, the first book of these one shots focusing on the stuff with Return of the Jedi just came out, and they're gonna be coming out in the next couple of months. So maybe we're signaling the end of the Empire slash Return of the Jedi era, and we'll see where the Marvel books go. maybe they're gonna go into the unexplored, well, quote unquote unexplored, because the Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett and Ahsoka are doing that, but uh, in the unexplored after Jedi uh, timeline, but with the characters that we know, like Luke, Han, all that stuff. We have some comics and books as well dealing with that, but comic books. And then finally, we got the final trailer for Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which is coming out next week. In fact, on Friday, same day as Return of the Jedi is coming to theaters.
I'm so excited for this. I played the first one.
Oh yeah, me too.
A year after it released, not because I didn't want to play it, just because I didn't have time to. When it came out with the PlayStation Plus Game Pass thingy that they had for a little bit, that they just ended.
Oh yeah.
It was really fun. I'm glad they're adding a lot more of the puzzle solving and the jumping and like the platforming aspect a little bit more, but also like you can hang off of ledges now. You can do like stealth takedowns. Like there's a lot of really cool shit they're adding to this game. Plus customization. You can finally give him a mullet.
Ledges. Yes.
I'm so hyped for this game. I don't think I'm gonna buy it next week. I'm probably gonna buy it the first week of May, maybe.
I know I'm gonna have to buy it later because, like I said, I have family coming that weekend, so I'm gonna be busy. Or the following weekend, but I got stuff to do, so I won't be able to play anything. So that's why I'm focusing right now on Horizon, and hopefully, once I finish that, I should be able to get Jedi Survivor and jump into that. But yeah, I'm excited to get these characters back, and we'll see if we get another game after this, or maybe this is the end, especially with the name Survivor.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We did forget the most important thing that was announced at Star Wars Celebration, though. That or trailer that was released.
Which is
Indiana Jones.
Oh. Oh yeah, because I was focusing on Star Wars.
I don't know why Kathleen Kennedy thought that that was something that fit within the rest of Star Wars Celebration.
It's Lucasfilms.
Yeah, I guess. I am excited though. Like just to be serious for a minute. I think that this looks amazing.
Oh yeah, it really does.
I'm excited to see an older, more ruggedy, non-aliens Indy.
And the way that they were saying is that they were talking about the film. It looks like it will be the last one for this character. For Indiana. Yeah. Yeah.
He might come back as like a mentor or something, apparently, like from rumors that I've heard, even just from like Harrison Ford talking on like press tours. But he's not going to be the main focus anymore.
Yeah, he won't be.
Cool. I'm fine with that. Like we really kind of need to move on.
Yeah, and we'll see what they do with all this stuff, because I even heard rumors that they might reboot or remake the young Indiana Jones adventures.
I don't know how exactly that's going to work. I would be very excited though.
I mean, just the same as the old show, just with new actors.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But I'm curious to see what the end of this era is going to be like though. Maybe we'll see Indy come back on a blimp and hit some guy out of an airship.
Maybe. Yep. And then
tickets, please.
Yeah. And then finally, they announced Star Wars Celebration 2025 will be hosted in Japan. So
I was very surprised about this.
So I won't be able to go until 2027.
Did they announce 2027 yet?
No, they announce usually the next con after the current one. So at the end of 2025, they're gonna announce where 2027 is gonna be. Hopefully, it's back in the US so I can go. if the 2026 World Cup hasn't drained all my money away.
That's fair.
Yeah, because 2026 is gonna be hell in the US. So, and I wanna go to as many games as
How
I.
many? Just curious. How many World Cups are you gonna try and go to?
Well, it's only World Cup. You mean matches, or
Yeah, that's what I meant. Because it's in. They're doing it in different states, right?
yeah, yeah. So Atlanta is one of the cities that they're is hosting. So I'm local to. I don't know how many games they might be having here. Uh, they're having another of the cities is Miami, I want to say. So that's kind of close to me, so I can actually do that one. They're going to Jersey, so there's a possibility that I could do that one at least once, depending on who's playing. Let's see. Kansas City, I think they're doing one, which is also technically a little close to me, so I could do that one. There's one in Philly, so I could do that one. And yeah, the Atlanta ones, I'm gonna try to go to all the games that they have here.
Hopefully,
Miami.
Peru is actually playing in Atlanta because that'd be kind of cool.
Well, if they go, that's another thing. If Peru classifies and they come to that one, then obviously I'm gonna try to hit all the games that they go in the US. But yeah,
I know they said something that someone was. They were trying to build a right outside Orlando. They were trying to build a new uh, Olympic stadium for either. I don't remember if it was for World Cup or for something else.
interesting.
Um, but they're building it pretty fast, whatever it is.
Yeah, probably just to have what you call it, to offload people. Let's see
It might
this.
be, yeah.
Yeah, because let's see, let's cities that are they hosting? Atlanta, you already said. Boston, maybe. Dallas is also a little closer. Houston, I mean, maybe. Kansas City, it is. LA, I don't think so. It's a little far. Miami, for sure I can do it. New York, New Jersey, I probably can do it. Philly, same as New York, New Jersey. San Francisco and Seattle, it's a little bit too far for me.
Mm.
And again, it depends how many games and who's playing over for those cities that. But
Yeah, I
at the
guess. When do they
yeah,
usually announce it? It'll probably be about a year before. No, not a year. A couple months before, right?
yeah, because they need because first they need to know who's gonna play, and then they can
Who's going to
do
qualify, right?
who's who qualifies from all the different divisions, and then they need to do the raffle for the groups, and then based on that they send who's playing. And especially if they're doing this one across three different countries, I guess there's gonna be more, a little more logistics involved between the matches. I
This
guess.
is like a weird choice for them to do everything spread out like that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna guess. Let's see. Seattle, Toronto, Vancouver, perhaps they're trying, and Boston. They're trying to isolate one group over there, or at least certain matches that are similar. Then I'm gonna guess all the Mexican ones, Dallas, Houston. Also, they're gonna be concentrated into one, and the rest, Atlanta, New York, maybe Kansas City, Philly, and Miami, since they're like sort of East Coast kind of thing, isolated into one side. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna assume maybe they do that. I don't know. But yep, if the World Cup doesn't drain my money and Star Wars Celebration comes in to the US in 2027, for sure I will be there. But yeah, that was a Star Wars celebration in a nutshell. I know we are 2 weeks late, and in the internet, this is ancient history, but whatever. We are back, baby, and yeah, starting next week, we are pretty much gonna be talking about the weekly news rather than having a big topic like we used to do. So let's see how that goes.
Yeah. I mean, we'll still have discussions and talk about what's happening and stuff like that and be a little bit more candid. So I'm excited to see what happens going forward, obviously, depending on news. But yeah,
Yeah,
I think this is going to be a great change for us.
and next week we might be able to talk more about the the season finale of Picard and the Mandalorian and all that stuff. So
Yes, 100%. So yeah, I think that'll about do it for this week's episode. If you want to hit us up, we still have our Twitter at Nonsense Nerdy. If you want to comment on the video down below and just kind of let us know some feedback, or if you have any, or suggestions for us, more than happy to kind of work with anything. We definitely want to improve as much as possible, so hit us up. So we will see you guys in the next episode.
use.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.